Hello, and welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, the Norwegian campaign. And the French are not quite done yet. They keep pumping out light cruisers, including a new class, the Lalande class. Since the last episode, I've faced some of these in just single encounters, where my squadron of battle cruisers encountered just one of them. I didn't bother to record, but they're pretty good. They're very fast. And they've got electric torpedoes, very stealthy torpedoes. But they're also very, very fragile. So let's see how we can do with all of this versus all of that. I didn't think they'd be able to bring this many cruisers to bear, so I've got my battlecruiser force split up. Just invaded Honduras here. So let's see how this goes. And hopefully this will just be this one battle, and then a bunch of ship designs. That's my plan for today. But we'll see we'll see if that's how it will go, or if the French will just keep throwing ships at me. So first off, let's organize things. Battle cruisers can fall. Do I want battle cruisers following the battleships, or just kind of sailing behind them? Maybe. Turn the torpedoes off. DDs can do they can do circles here until needed. I don't want to get too close to the enemy too soon. Simply because of all those torpedoes. And I've got plenty of ammunition. Well, these battlecruisers have been facing single light cruisers almost every single turn. They've not fired that many shots per turn, so they've been able to replenish more than they've been spending. Enemies to the south. And I think they will be coming for me. Luckily, the weather is fine and it's daytime. I might be needing those DDs sooner than expected. They're already spotting me. Well, their armored cruisers are. There we go. There they are. Maybe throwing a wall of torpedoes in the way of their light cruiser formation will be a good idea. Maybe. And I have designed refits for the Harald Hårfagre class of pre-dreadnought battleships, by the way, and the Tyr class. While the Mark II 6 and 7 inch turrets didn't fit in the secondary slots, the Mark III does. Mark IIIs are slightly smaller than the Mark IIs. So that's what I did to the Tyr class. Gave them Mark III 6 inch guns for the secondaries. So they're in port being refitted now. Viking 11. This is a huge clump of light cruisers. That will be your target. Or are they DDs? I don't know. One or the other. Here we got some light cruisers. That's the speedy boy. That is primary target for the pre-dreadnoughts. And the battle cruisers. Maybe my DD can bait its torpedoes. Maybe these are DDs. Yeah, okay. They are DDs. Viking 11 dumping its torpedoes. Might not result in a hit though. There we go, Magon. My torpedoes will miss here. Battle cruisers. There we go. Magon is going away. And Viking 11 might make it out. Viking 03, not so lucky. Did score one torpedo hit. Maybe we'll be able to get more. I'm gonna be turning away here. Magon sinks. Eidsvoll will take some torpedoes. Can we save that ship? I need to be designing some more armored cruisers, by the way. My armored cruiser force has been taking some losses. Viking 11. Still afloat. Okay, got him. I need you to not eat torpedoes. Eidsvoll will probably eat a bunch of torpedoes here and sink. Well, fuck it, took one torpedo. Norway took one torpedo. Need to be dealing with this destroyer force in the back. Okay, 11 is ready. Okay, saved it. We need to be focusing on the ones that still have torpedoes here. And ignore the ones that don't. And we're firing everything at that one, right? Yeah. Before it launches. Then we need to turn attention to... okay, it launched there. Huddle Horfagda has her rudder out. I kind of forgot about 11 here. Big mistake. Viking 03 still afloat. Okay, the DDs are done. Well, not quite. The torpedo, lucky. But can we avoid the torpedoes from the light cruisers now? That's the question. Can we save the old pre-dreadnoughts from getting swarmed? At least the yeah, at least the DDs are no longer a threat, being out of torpedoes. So Horfagda can just keep gunning them down with secondaries to the best of her abilities, which are not that able. Fair enough. I need to be careful of these two light cruisers here. They actually have decent torpedo ranges. Horfagda scoring big hits on a light cruiser. Love to see it. Norwegian might be in trouble here. Yeah. She might not make it. But as long as my battle cruisers can survive this without too much damage, then I will be fairly happy. And I would like my battleships to survive as well, even if they're old and outdated. Okay, everything, focus on that cruiser. Flora. Getting floored. Norge is still in the fight. Gunnery on my battlecruiser is not as effective as it would ideally be, but they have to keep maneuvering. Florida sinks. Actually, Norge, you can finish off that damaged armored cruiser there. Another torpedo hit. And a flash fire on the old armored cruiser. Basically down to her secondaries now. But it might be the... yeah, there she goes. Might be the guns of the French armored cruiser that does her in. I think it might have been, yeah. 11-inch gun. Scoring big hits. Okay, that light cruiser is out of torpedoes. They must have detonated. Let's see if my battlecruisers can take care of that armored cruiser. Get it out of the game. These things tend to explode a lot, I have found. Let's see if that happens to this one too. There we go. Yeah, flash fire on refuge. Refugee. I guess it is. So that's no longer a threat. So far, this is going okay. We lost 2 very old armored cruisers. But my capital ships are afloat. Not too badly wounded. My DDs even made it out. Heavily damaged, but they'll make it. Well then, you can finish off Roland. And I think Refugee is going to sink. Yep. Might as well cease fire there, because there she goes. Not too bad. This one is almost sunk. Emil Town has no more torpedoes and is not really a threat. Nayada might be dangerous still. I mean, she's got those 9-kilometer torpedoes. But she's also getting a lot of water inside of the hull. And there it goes. Just the Emil Batan left. Suddenly speeding up now that she's not slowed down by sinking light cruisers. But with no torpedoes left, there's nothing preventing Odin from closing the distance. And this fleet here should be most of what France has left. Yeah, the old battleships did respectable here. Armored cruisers, not so much. I really need to build some new ones, which we are going to do after this. And also some light cruisers and some DDs. I think I've got some new DD hulls. I know I've got new armored cruiser and light cruiser hulls. Okay, I thought we were done, but apparently they have a DD left. I missed that. Well, that was it. Let's see, yeah. Loss of 2 ships. Viking 11 didn't even take medium damage. Viking 03 is gonna need a couple of months in port for repairs. Same with Harald Hårfagre. But the rest, good to go. She did some damage here. 1 torpedo hit, yeah. The one torpedo hit I got. So they got a couple of ships left. But also, I've sent out some ships here to hopefully blockade France. That should work as a blockade, shouldn't it? France has actually taken southern Germany. From Germany. What else is happening politically? Let's not get a war with the Netherlands just yet. As for ship design, the refit design for the Eidsvoll class will not be needed, because they no longer exist. And I've let me show you the refits for Harald Hårfagre and Tyr, just before we go and design something new. So here's the Harald Hårfagre class. Slightly lengthened the 12-inch main guns and replaced the mixed secondary batteries, which used to be 5 and 7-inch guns, with a uniform 6-inch gun battery, or 6.1-inch. Mix the double and single guns, though. For some reason you're not allowed to put double turrets on these middle on these points here, but you could put singles, and the doubles fit down here. And similar with the let's see, where is it? Tyr. I was able to fit 6-inch secondary turrets here, 8-inch up here, and replaced the 12.9-inch main guns with 14s. Also made it faster, same with Harald Hårfagre, so they can actually keep up with the dreadnought battleships, thanks to semi-oil and gear turbines. So this should be able to stay relevant for at least another war or two. And then it's probably off to the scrappers. Because it's just limited how much you can do to a ship like this to have it stay relevant. Now, since I've got both semi-oil and full fuel oil, went with semi here just to save cost. Let's see if it's possible to get a good refit on the Fryktløs and Tapper class battleships. And I need to start deleting some of the unused designs because they're clogging up the thing. So let's see. What is good with the Fryktløs class is, well, they're kind of cheap for what they are. It's an early dreadnought for only 140 million. Now the case for keeping coal is, well, cost minus 7.5 ammo detonation chance and plus 7.5% resistance. I'm gonna save weight by moving to semi-oil or oil 1 and gain range. So let's see, we're at 107 resistance. That added 15 million worth of cost. How about maintenance? 6.9. It was 6.6, so not that big of a difference. 6.8 with full oil. Now resistance is down to 107. Let's say we keep it at oil 1. Gear turbines. 7.2 maintenance cost. It's a bit of an increase, but in peacetime I'm gonna have these at limited and at low crew anyway. So might be worth it. See what we can do to bump that resistance back up. 101 with Citadel 3. 102 with anti-torp 3. Yeah, not too bad. And we've shaved off quite a bit of weight. Let's see, upgrade that gun mark. And also, let's go with tube powder 1. That brings our flash fire chance down to 4.6. We can increase ammunition without the ship being too explosive. So that's good. Now let's see about increasing this armor belt. Because it's a bit on the thin side, I think. At least the main armor. It's a bit thin. These turrets here, they're kind of ugly, hanging off the sides. So we're gonna lop those off. Oh, we got triple secondaries now. And see what we can do with the new lightened casemates. See, they don't weigh too much. They're gonna need a bit of armor though. Yeah, they don't weigh too much now. So we are significantly increasing the cost of the ship, which is bad. least we got rid of the turrets overhanging the side. Let's go with these 2.5s here instead. And go with triples. Just because now we have triples. Good, nice. Can I go with triple 5-inch guns? Yes, I think that is possible. Alright. That's a nice little upgrade for the early dreadnoughts. Let's bump up that crew quarter as well. Let's see what is the maintenance. 8.5 million a month. So quite a bit more expensive to keep in service. But it can now more effectively protect itself from those destroyers and light cruisers. At least the lightest of the light cruisers. Let's give it slightly better steering gear as well. At least the lightest of the light cruisers. How about lengthening these guns a bit? These were the ones I wanted to lengthen, excuse me. 55s, there we go. They can now pen things and hit things, hopefully. And the ship looks a little bit more complete now with the barbette, the casemate slots actually filled in. Alright, let's save that design. Hopefully with the stuff I'm taking from France, my economy should improve to the point that this kind of maintenance cost will not be too high. Now, of course, I promised you new ship designs, and that's what we're gonna do. And I need new armored cruisers. What is the maximum here? 14.5? Yes. Max optimal speed is 24 knots. Is that doable? Let's do I want to keep it at turbines and semi-oil instead of going for the best of everything? Maybe I do. So actually I can actually afford more of these. Main tower. Oh, I can put it down here. Yes, I can. I remember that from my German campaign. That's a while ago. Let's see, funnels. I can get quite far with these hyper funnels. Go with the gross funnel instead. And induced boilers. Okay. Now, main guns. Which and what? I could go with 8-inch guns actually, because they are Mark III. Typically, I'd upmark the 9-inch gun way before the 8-inch gun, but I guess DIP has kind of changed that. Do I want to go with 10-inch guns? I can go for triples. I can go for triples. If they fit, that is. That's a decent barbette for these. Is that centered? I think it is. Making these like mini dreadnoughts. Let's just put it like that for now. And then see what we can get away with. Might have to reduce these down to 9s. Maybe even 8s. And I do want to keep these cruisers affordable. If possible, I'd like less than 100 million per ship. Not sure if that will be possible though. But I guess we'll just have to see. Let's see, what's my flash fire tons now? 3.4, not too bad, not too bad. Let's increase that ammunition. Okay, we actually start out with some armor now. That's surprising. Typically, so far in dip, every ship I've built has started out with 0 armor. This one actually started out with a little bit. Mjolnir, that's a nice name. Remembering the older armored cruiser I had at the same name. Let's up that range. Let's up those bulkheads, and we've blown our budget already. That's fine. 8 inches of main belt is doable. Let's go for fore and aft. That'll protect it from light cruisers at least. Two on the main deck. Ten on the turret sides. Okay, 120 million. I am kind of liking this design, and I do want to build some of them. But this cannot be my only armored cruiser, because I cannot afford to build too many of them. And I do need quite a few of them. Well, quite a few armored cruisers in total. So there needs to be a cheaper alternative. Okay, that's not too bad as far as baseline armor is concerned. I want some triple 5-inch guns up on here. And some 2-inch guns somewhere. No? No? There's room for some 3-inch casemates though. 4-weight offset. I can slide this further back. That one too. And then find room for a I've got weight to spare. Like so. Alright, 128 million. That's more than I wanted. But that's also a lot of ship for what is still considered an armored cruiser. So I'm not totally against it. Can I make it go 25 knots? No. But almost. That would let it keep up with the battle cruisers, at least the first generation battle cruisers. What do I need to cut to? Well, I only need to cut 69 tons. It's not that bad. For example, some of these casemates here. And there we go. Presto. Are no longer overweight. These 5-inch turrets, they're armored as well as they can be. Basically. I would like to lengthen these though. 40 calibers. It's not that long. And also, I don't have advanced or even improved triple turrets yet, so these are going to be inaccurate. So what I will do is I will go down to doubles. And I know I could refit them later with advanced turrets, but then they would probably not fit on these barbettes here, because the barbettes are too tiny. I've run into that problem before. Which means that the refit would have to include new barbettes. That means a lengthy and expensive refit. So we're just going to go for bigger barbettes right now. That also give me a little bit of flash fire protection. Down to 3.7. And then lengthen the guns up to 45 calibers in length. And we're once again overweight by just a tad. %1 overweight. Maybe drop this one. And do it like so. Alright. Good arcs of fire for the aft turrets. 0.2% 4-weight offset is nothing to worry about. Let's save that design. So, I could build a couple of these. But now for a cheaper alternative. Let's use the same hull and not that one. Because I think you can do just more stuff with this. 13,500 is the minimum for the hull. That's fine. 21 knots. If these are just going to follow the dreadnoughts around, they don't need to be faster than 21 knots. Semi-oil and turbines. This time I do want to stay below the 100 million mark. Let's drop that down there. I can even go for a simple tower. I can go for a simple tower. And we're gonna do for 2 of these funnels. Alright. Now let's go with the 8-inch turrets. And we're gonna go with the triples. Actually, hang on. Does this work? It does. That does work. I mean, I could potentially do the same on the front, but let's not push it. And some of those, and again the 5-inch casemates. Don't want to take them on the front and aft as well. Yeah, why not? These are just gonna make sure that enemy destroyers and torpedo boats stay away from my battleships. Induced. Not too expensive, actually. Let's up that range. We're at 75 million. Resistance so far quite bad. But 91 million. 103 million. Okay. $17.3, that works, I guess. Back down to 96 million. Standard ratio and increased HE. The HE penetration on these guns, that is decent to deal with destroyers and extended belts on armored cruisers. I want Cordite 2 for a change. Flash fire chance 8.8. Tube power is 1.9. Let's see, 10.1 kilometer range. I lose about a kilometer range. I'll think about it. Let's reduce that Citadel armor. .5-inch casemate armor is fair enough. Let's go 7 on the main belt, 4 on the fore and afts. Let's keep it safe from light cruisers. I mean, it will be sailing close to my battleships, though, for close protection, so it might potentially take battleship fire. It's because the AI might choose to focus it instead of the battleships. That won't be too good. 30-second reload time. It's not too bad. I can make them 50 calibers in length, 12.2 kilometer range. That ups the reload time by 8 seconds. It also ups the accuracy though, so might be worth it. Now with coal, I would be saving some money, 105 million. I'd be losing out on range though, 4.9 maintenance. 5.2 maintenance. Not a big difference. .1 maintenance. So cheaper with oil 1 than with coal. Resistance is 55 versus 61. It's not that big of a difference, really. Let's up that range a little bit more. 5.3 a month for one of these. 121 million though, so over budget. This is 107 million. 101. 4.7 a month. $4.8. Let's drop these extended casemates. 4.7. I mean, it's cheaper than the other one by quite a bit, and the maintenance is lower, and displacement is lower, so it takes up less space in port, which is actually kind of important. And with that much displacement to spare, and it can be upgraded in the future, so I think it fits the purpose. And anyway, it's better than the armored cruisers I've been losing the past couple of years. Now then, light cruisers. That is something I need. Because I need good patrol light cruisers to stash away in ports around the place, so they can generate convoy missions. Now I could use destroyers for that purpose as well, but I find light cruisers are generally a bit better at it. And this can be made quite big. Scout cruiser, 9,300 tons. Resistance is horribly low. One might even say futile. It can be made fast though. Can we go 30? Same as last time, I want to try and build it on a budget. Yeah, 29 is, well, it is what it is. It says max optimal speed, and that seems to actually be the truth. Sometimes you can push it way past that point without actually ballooning the weight. But in this case, apparently not. 19.5 or 17.5? think 2 of those funnels and then induced boilers. That should give us plenty of range. $18,000 kilometer range. Let's bump that up to 20,000. So we're at 30 million. Now I still don't have double guns for light cruisers. Which is something I would like to have. Oh, come on. I have to move everything further back. Guess I do. By a bit. Centered? Yeah. There we go. With decent angles as well. And these can be refit to double turrets later on when I get that. So that's fine. It just about fits here. Alright then, let's build the rest of the ship. Without making it too expensive or too heavy. Okay, standard ratio. Increased HE if I do choose some secondaries. Flash fire chance 11.3 or 1.7. Now let's go with tube powder. Coincidence, and I do pick hydro for this. Alright, so we got not that much weight to play with for armor. But I still want to give it some armor. Can't give it that much, but I can give it some. There we go. Boom, overweight. Now, guess we need to save weight then. I can dump down the range to 17. Or I can give it oil fuel and bring the range back up and dump some more weight. 2.2 maintenance a month. Let's keep the quarters at cramped. If it takes enough hits to kill off the crew, it's probably sinking already. Anywhere I can place deck launchers. Can I make these like a decent size? Oh, these lifeboats on the side here are not the kind that go away. But at least we have some torpedoes now, and these are pretty decent torpedoes, 9-kilometer range. So we can do some work with that. This rear tower is kind of big. But the torpedo spotting thing, 841 torpedo spotting range. 803 torpedo spotting range, so okay, it's not that big of a difference. It's mainly the main tower doing the spotting anyway. So we can put a barbette here for that turret. Have it like that instead. Oh. And here I thought okay, I guess that is possible. Nice. That's a lot of torps at 9-kilometer torpedo range. These have worse angles though than these on the back here. Oh, how about some secondary guns? Where can I fit them? 2-inch guns maybe? Somewhere? I can fit some here. I guess. I can fit some here on the main tower. But that's it. That's it for this boat. Standard bulkheads, yeah. Good enough. I mean, that's the latest French light cruiser is twice as expensive as this. It's 1 knot faster. It's got less guns. Similar armor. Although the main belt on the French one only covers from like here to here. And most of the bow and aft are extended belt, which is less than 1 inch thick on that one. So that's why it's so fragile. Yeah, good enough. Good enough. Unless I decide to do some fiddling and make the guns 55 calibers in length to gain some more range and some more penetration. Now they should be able to pen enemy armored cruisers. And I've got my yeah, 110%. Which is what I've got here. And I know the French have that as well, and probably other nations. Although it's gonna be 120 very soon. Yeah, they should be able to kill enemy light cruisers. And torpedo some capital ships. Very nice. And that's it for now. Yes. Obviously I can't start building all of this stuff at once. Or do all the refits at the same time. But if I'm lucky, I'm gonna have a couple of years of peacetime for before the next war, and I'll have things built and launched and commissioned by that time. Goodbye, and take care.